congratulations on your upcoming headlining US tour, Kizuna no Kiseki.
Thank you very much.
Yes, why did you choose Kizuna no Kiseki as the name and the central theme of this tour?
Well, actually, we're having a big help from Crunchyroll, one of the probably the most biggest animation spreaders in the whole wide world right now, and we're definitely having the honor to participate in one of the biggest animations that's cutting through the world right now. So I guess it should get a good link to the animation, and both. It also means a miracle of bonds. Right now, we're touring like a fan club tour right now, and we are absolutely reconsidering feeling again the bond with the audience and the band. So I believe it should be a perfect title for the upcoming overseas tour as well.
And speaking of Kizuna no Kiseki, over a year has passed since that single was released. So looking back on the single, now that it's had time to sit in, what are your emotions or how do you feel looking back on it? Has it changed for you at all?
Well, actually, we are really amazed and astonished about all the reactions that, like the YouTube comments and stuff like that. It has been definitely one of our most rolled video that we've ever done, and we really appreciate it. Yes, one more time, rethinking about how huge this animation was, and it was really an honor for us to participate in this one.
Yes, Kizuna no Kiseki and Koi Kogare, both ending and opening themes for the anime Demon Slayer. They became smash hits. Like you said, it was one of your most viewed. It has about 83 million views on YouTube right now. How have these songs impacted your career, especially in the past year since its release?
Um, well, we've done this band for 14 years, and we have a lovable, really, huge fan base already. But actually, because of that animation, it's really well known not only in Japan but the whole wide world. So I guess a lot of people had a chance to find out our band as well from that door. And yes, the new fan base. It's really great that the first impact was, of course, about that song from the animation, but it seems that they're digging into our music, the release of the already released kind of songs, and they're loving it. So I guess it was a really big chance and a great opportunity for us.
Yes, so would you say that the release of that has bolstered your exposure overseas? You said you've had more fans digging into your music.
Yeah, I would definitely think so. Yeah.
So, speaking of those songs, you worked with composers Yuki Kajiura on Demon Slayer,
Mhm.
and also Sheena Go made a remix of
Yes,
Kizuna
yes.
no Kiseki for the Roar of Victory. What was your experience like collaborating with these two composers?
First of all, we've done like the singing in Koi Kogare as Yuki Kajura wrote that song. And when we recorded that song, her way of directing the vocals, the singing was really, really inspiring. She was talking about like, please put in like emotions in one letter, one character in the word because it all has a meaning. It all has meaning in that row for the lyrics and stuff like that. And it was really inspiring. I never thought about that when I sing. So always collaborating with other people and checking out their philosophy of music is always inspiring. Talking about Sheena Go, actually, the remix was we didn't touch anything. Yeah, we just said you do whatever you want, and what came back was so awesome. So we had nothing to say, and it was great. Yeah.
I noticed that remix from Sheena Go, rather than focusing on the vocals, it really focused on that intro with the really fast strumming. It sounded like a shamisen instrument. Was that you guys who performed that part?
No, 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 no. He remixed it by himself, and I'm really glad that he focused on that because it was my intention to have like Japanese traditional instruments in that song, and it probably makes it more fit to the era of the story. So I really like that he focused on that part. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It really ties into the Taisho era period of that song.
Yeah.
So, besides your contributions to Demon Slayer, you recently released the single I'll Be There for the drama series Believe, Kakeru Hashi. Can you share the emotions or story behind the song or how it relates to the drama?
Yes. First of all, the song itself, we wrote it for the main actor of that drama, Takuya Kimura, a really well-known actor in Japan, and actually um, gave one song for him, and he did it on his own album. When this story of the drama came up, he wanted that song to be the main theme, and he didn't want him to sing it, so he it was his idea for us to self cover. Yeah, it came up from him, and that was really great. It was an honor for us to do that, and yeah, we just took the chance and right now. Yeah, it's becoming a huge hit.
And it seems like a very supportive, uplifting song when you hear it. There's definitely a change in the composition. It starts lower and really picks up and swells in the chorus. Uh, how does it relate to the subject matter of the drama?
Yes, the drama is well, it's a really pretty complicated story, but it always has the main theme of like believing in yourself and not to give up, stuff like that. That is a philosophy and a method that we link to very well. All of our other songs are sometimes, the main theme is all about that. So it was really easy for us to balance the attitude of the band to the song. It was really easy for us because we already had something in common. Yeah.
That makes sense. So, when you're making a song for an anime, video game, or other collaborations, how does the subject matter influence your songwriting?
Whenever we write something, a song or anything, an item for animation, movie, stuff like that, it's not simply what I want to say is, but it's all there's already a concrete story for the whatever animation or the movie or something like that, and we always have to stick to it. Well, not have to because there's always a concrete story, whatever method and philosophy. What matters most is probably trying to link to that story, what this band has. We always try to balance what we have and what we find common with. Yeah. And fortunately, like every collaboration that we've been through is we were already a fan of the production itself. So it was really easy for us to throw in what kind of method or what kind of philosophy we have. And it's probably because, yeah, we already like it. Yeah. It was so far, it's really easy for us. Yeah.
When you say you were already fans of the production itself, were you referring to Demon Slayer?
Yes, of course, Demon Slayer, like animations, like we've done. The one we did with Vinland Saga. Yeah, yeah, he is a great mangaka. I'm a big fan of that. So it's always easy for us, like Inuyashiki. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that you had actually read all of Demon Slayer in preparation for or while writing Kizuna no Kiseki.
Uh-huh.
So, how does the song tie in or humanize those characters, or was there something you thought about in the material that inspired it in particular?
Yes, whenever I write a song, it's only for one series, but at the same time, I really try to focus on like the song to be somehow like a storyteller, like introducing it to everyone. Yeah, it was for one series, but actually, I try to write down like the whole philosophy of what I thought that animation, that manga has. And yes, I was really glad that a lot of people noted that. It seems like he's telling the whole story of Kimetsu no Yaiba and stuff like that. Yeah, some people told me about that, and that was my intention. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Really appreciated that. That's what I always try to do. It should be a song for the animation, but and the series, but at the same time, I really try to focus on like telling the whole story with what kind of message or what kind of philosophy the story wants to deliver. Yeah, stuff like that.
What were some of the philosophies or messages that you wanted to put into the song?
Actually, of course, it's about the hero and his sister that they're trying to come back to the real world that they loved. But at the same time, I also try to focus on like the good, the good and the bad of each side. They all have their own justice, but yeah, even the demons have their justice too. And yeah, it's always collaborating. We can experience that in our own world, and this our real world at the same time. And I try to focus on that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very real. Even in the theme song that you did for Seven Deadly Sins, I noticed that you were talking about sins, yet humanized it and how people are human and everybody sins.
Yes, yes.
So I get what you're saying. When you're working on collaborations, how do you balance staying true to like the philosophy of man with a mission to being true and loyal to the subject matter that you're working with?
As honest as I can, try to be as honest as I can to our band, to what we want to do. But to tell you the truth, as brought it up, it's sometimes like not easy to 100% give what the band has because it sometimes collides with the message or the story of whatever the animation has sometimes. But it's hard, but it's not really challenging because that difference sometimes makes it more interesting. What the band wants to say is a different story, but it also has something common which the animation has. So it's hard, but I try to be 100% honest. But I'm at the same time enjoying, yeah, balancing it.
So, from Man with the Mission's debut in 2010, you guys went overseas right away to Los Angeles and performed your Whiskey a Go Go series.
Hmm.
And to this day, you guys have played in more than 20 countries and regions.
Mhm.
So, why did you decide to tour overseas so soon, right from the get go, and continue to do so?
Well, as you can see, obviously we sing in both lyrics, English and Japanese. It's mostly because of all the bands that we've been listening to, that we were raised up was all the bands from the Western countries, well, whatever major kind of artists everybody listens to. And we were a big fan of not only the music, but whenever I saw the like music clips or videos for the festivals or stuff like that. It was always amazing to see that the audience was not just waiting for like they were waiting for the band, and that was truly borders. Like usually, whenever you see a band from like other country, it's always about, well, not always, but sometimes it's about like which country from this band came from, stuff like that. It always has some preconsiderations in your mind, but whenever I saw that like festival headliners doing the show, they were 100% like focusing on the music and the product. They were just waiting for it, the atmosphere. And I really believe that's the true borderless kind of spirit that you can have when you listen to music. And if I had a chance to perform or make music, I would yeah, I dreamed about like definitely being that kind of man. So going overseas just to yeah find out what we have was yeah always a dream come true for us.
You mentioned festivals, and again, from Men with a Mission's debut, you guys within a year went to playing a massive arena festival like Sonic Summer Festival. So, to what did you attribute that wide appeal and such quick growth for the band, even to this day?
I don't know. I mean, we were just lucky about that. But at the same time, in the subject of how we look, we are pretty catchy, so it's probably easy for them to, choose us. But yeah, so far we're really glad that we had a chance to take part in those kinds of big festivals, and it also spreaded our music faster than we thought. So yeah, it was a great chance for us.
What challenges do you guys face when gaining exposure in other countries, and how do you overcome those challenges?
Um, so far, it's always it's it's always challenging for me because talking to the audience that's up to me, and uh, you need to you need to get used to speak another language, even though you know it well. It's like a training kind of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty hard for me to adjust that immediately when we're touring. Well, at the same time enjoying it. Yeah, trying to remember to reach the audience, stuff like that. Yeah.
Is there anywhere Man with the Mission hasn't toured yet that you'd like to perform?
Actually, we've been having many contact from South America, like Brazil, Argentina, places like that. I believe it should be related to how big animation is as well. But yeah, they've been contacting us for a long, long time, and we never had a chance to really go there. So if we had a chance, yeah, we would love to go to the Southern American parts too.
Yeah, it seems like Japanese rock has recently been gaining a lot of popularity in South America.
Definitely, yes, yes.
Looking back on your career, from your very successful debut to your continued success, being able to play all over the world, what are you most proud of so far?
What I'm most proud of, like visiting each country, it really, gives me the chills because, as I said, that was one of my biggest dreams, truly coming true today. Honestly speaking, we do have ambitions, performing in a bigger stage, bigger audience, stuff like that. But I mean, so far, it's really, yeah, truly a dream come true for us. So we're really satisfied with what we're doing right now. Of course, having ambitions at the same time, but like above all, I guess like what the most thing I'm really proud of is that recently I've kind of find out like what I really want to do with rock music. I mean, it was always becoming bigger, spreading our music at the same time. But like recently, I kind of feel that it's always about like trying to evolve the culture, the music itself, but also like inheriting what we loved. I was a huge fan of what I been listening to in the 90s and stuff like that. I believe like your dads and mothers are more about like the 60s or 70s or something like that. But no, me myself, I was a huge fan of 90s. And it's always in here, it's always in the tree of history of music and inheriting it. Yeah, the heritage and the evolution, the balance of it is probably one of the most things that I really focus on, and I actually finally found out of what I want to do with my music. So yeah, so far I'm really proud that I kind of noticed something like that. Mhm.
And what are you most looking forward to from this tour onward? What are your aspirations for the future?
Right now, we have a very lovable support from all the whole wide world, like you guys, and we're definitely like clinging on and trying to spread our music throughout the world. But I hope we can do this more often and like to other countries, not only to the other countries, but like really more often, in the countries that we already visited. And yeah, I hope one day I become like one of the bands that I was watching on the videos.
So, Man with a Mission, your music has such powerful, persuasive vocals and really complex layered composition. As a half wolf, do you ever find it more difficult to play your instruments or project vocally when you're performing? And how do you overcome those technical challenges?
Well, obviously, apparently, we're totally different from like normal bands, so it's hot like hell when you're on stage. But besides that, we're really satisfied. We're really comfortable in what we're doing. But I guess like training a little bit, yeah, is definitely what we should do. Like during this tour, yeah, the bass player broke his spine. So well, actually, he broke, yeah, and the drummer having a pretty difficulty raising his hand and stuff like that. So just like normal human beings, we have to train a lot.
Is the bassist doing okay?
Yeah, doing okay. He was jumping and hopping 2 days ago. I guess he's okay.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. So, Men with a Mission performed on the show First Take, which streams one shot performances of a song.
Uh-huh.
And your appearances on the show gained a massive amount of views,
Oh,
33 million on Kizuna no Kiseki and over 5 million on Raise Your Flag. Could
hmm.
you tell us a bit about your experience on the show and the challenges of performing on a first take?
Yeah, it is a show that's really at that time, like we were already aware of how many viewers are on. It's a really famous show in Japan right now. Yeah, and it was our first time, but I believe Formulae was for like second or third or something like that. Yeah, so we just followed her, to just show us what to do, and we really enjoyed it. Yeah. The camera work was probably pretty odd for the viewers that first saw the first sight of us, but yeah, we enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Really proud of the reaction going on. Yeah.
Well, John Ken Johnny, thank you so much for sharing your insight and a bit of a story about the band with us today.
Mhm.
In closing, would you please leave a message for our readers around the world?
Yes, this is Johnny from Man with a Mission speaking, and it's took a while our last visit to your guys' country, but yeah, we're really looking forward. We can't wait to see you guys all. Yes, please check out Jrock News, and at the same time, please check out our show. Thank you very much. This is Johnny from Man with a Mission.